It's Friday night, how I'm longing for this day. Yes,
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Single Mother by Choice, and my name is Martine. Today is the final video that will update you on what's been going on in my life the past month or so, because I did take a bit of a break. And so I talked about my plan for IVF sort of went down the crapper, and it turns out I had to do a third IUI before my insurance would approve my moving forward with IVF. And then I talked about the 2-week wait sort of being uneventful, other than, you know, my depression. I guess that's an event. I was really down in the dumps and depressed for several reasons. First, I got this comment that really played tricks with my mind, and then I got my blood work back, and my progesterone level was like super low after the 6 days after my IUI. And so this is where I'm going to pick up. So I got my progesterone level back, and like I said, I had to take endometrium. That's basically a progesterone suppository. I had to take that 3 times a day, 100 milligrams 3 times a day, to help my progesterone levels go up. And at that point, I had given up on this cycle. I just thought, here goes another, 4 eggs just down the drain, and that was going to be it. So I had family in town at the time, and so I was kind of busy with that, busy with work, and I just didn't give anything any thought. I did start to get bloating, I think from the progesterone, but I just felt like bloaty, or maybe the weight gain. I mentioned my weight gain in the last video, but I just didn't feel like myself. And at some point, I think it was on a Sunday, I was just feeling because in my first 2-week wait, I started to get what I thought at the time were like pregnancy symptoms, and I was getting my hopes up. So I had like sore boobs, and I was just feeling sort of crampy. So this is what was happening this time too. I was getting cramps, my breasts were sore, and especially from the injections. Like from the time I started the injections, my breasts were like so sore, completely sore. So it kind of continued even after I stopped the injections. My breasts just never stopped being sore. And I mean sore to the touch, like sore like they've never been sore before. Even wearing a bra, going up and down stairs, like any kind of movement, my boobs were just like in pain. But anyway, so I was having that, and I started to get cramps. So on a Sunday, it was a Sunday, I started to get a bleed, and I thought, oh, okay, so I'm starting my period, and so I don't use pads or tampons. I use like a menstrual cup. So I, used my menstrual cup, and that morning I didn't put the suppository in. But when I checked later on, when I was taking a shower that evening, I didn't see more bleeding. And after I Googled, I looked up that the progesterone suppositories can sometimes delay your period. Eventually, like, it'll make it come, but it'll like delay things. So since I was expecting my period on Tuesday, I said, okay, I'll just take out the menstrual cup and I'll continue to use the suppositories, because that's what the doctor said to do, and I kind of stopped it on my own, and I shouldn't have. So I'm like, I'll just keep using the suppositories, and then I was supposed to get my period that Tuesday, go to the doctor on Wednesday. And in the past, every time, like clockwork, either on the day of my appointment or, the day before or 2 days before, I would get my period. So Tuesday morning came, I was still getting cramps, but no period. And I thought, okay, well, maybe it's the progesterone kind of delaying things. But I thought, let me collect my urine. Because, during any 2-week wait, women test like crazy, whether they think they're pregnant or not. They just have to know. And I decided like previously that I would test on day like 13 or whatever, because in the past I'd done it starting day 9 and nothing. And I think I did do one on day 9 or 10, and there was nothing. It was like the little strip, the little cheapo thing was like completely white, and I'm like, oh, screw this, you know. But that Tuesday morning I decided to test again, and so I, peed in a cup, I put it in the strip, and I'm like, I put it aside, I'm brushing my teeth, and then I finished brushing my teeth, and I look down, and I'm like, oof, I might start crying. Oof. And there was a faint line. I was so excited. I'm like, am I seeing something that I wish was there, or is this actually a line? And I went into every room under every different lighting, and I swore I saw a freaking line. So I'm like, okay, calm down. And I had to go to work. So I finished getting ready, and I decided that on the way to work, I would pick up, I pass the CVS all the time. So I'm like, I'm going to just pick up a digital test. And I got to work. I waited a while because I knew that I needed like concentrated urine. So I literally held my pee for the longest. And finally, I forget what time it was, but finally I like went to the bathroom. I brought my little cup from home. I went in, and my friend said, only you, Martine. So I went with my little cup from home, and I like peed and tested, and I'm washing my hands, blah, blah, blah. By the time, I didn't even finish washing my hands, and oof, Jesus Christ, I saw this. Oh, I saw the pregnant sign or the words, and I couldn't believe it. I just stood there, and I was like in disbelief. I'm like, how did this work? How did this work? Especially because I'm the one who was like, screw IUIs. They're just like stealing your money. So I immediately just like, I was in disbelief. I don't think I even cried at that point. I didn't cry until like, or maybe I shed a couple of tears. And then I walked out of the bathroom because I wanted to like call my mom. I walked out of the bathroom at work, and I saw my colleague, Danielle, and I literally she started talking to me about some stuff for work, and I just like broke down. I'm like, I'm pregnant. She's like, what? And I was like holding the stick. I don't think I could even really talk. I was trembling, and like I just covered my mouth and like showed, I'm like, I'm pregnant. And so she was the first one to find out. Yeah, guys. Woohoo! This was, it's very early on. But anyway, I called my family. I called my mom. I texted my friends a picture. I like texted everyone that I knew. And I know that's wrong, and we'll talk about that later. But I just couldn't help it. I was just so shocked, and I was so happy. I'm like, even if this, for some reason, like something happened, like I can't not celebrate the moment. I can't just like not enjoy the moment of finding out that I'm pregnant. Like I can't just keep it in, especially because, people in my life like know. Pretty much everyone I meet knows what I'm doing, and like they've been so supportive. And so I had to tell people. And that day happened to be like the longest day at work because we had an event going on, and I don't think I got home until like 10 o'clock. But I texted my dad. Like I was so happy. And so now, and I immediately also, to ramble on, I immediately called my doctor's office. I'm like, could this be true? Like, is this possible? And she's like, yeah, especially if it's the digital, it's totally, 99% accurate. I'm like, when can I come in for my blood work? Even though I was supposed to go the following day, I'm like, can I come in now? She's like, oh, our person is gone, because they have 2 offices. So the phlebotomist was gone for the day and stuff like that. So she's like, just come in for tomorrow. And I went in, and my HCG that day, I got it back and it confirmed it. My HCG was like 118 and it confirmed it. And then I went back. I was supposed to go back 2 days later, but I had work-related trip, so I went in the following Monday. I think I went in on a Wednesday. I was supposed to come back Friday, but I had the trip, so I came back to the office on Monday, and the numbers were amazing. So I did the math. It's supposed to double every 48 hours, your numbers, right? So I should have been around like 296, 300. My HCG was at like 1,180. I was like, holy shit, that is definitely pregnant, right? So now we're just praying that everything just stays this way. I'm still on, it's so exciting. I'm still on progesterone 3 times a day, and I have to go back to see my doctor for my first sonogram on Tuesday coming up, and so I'll share that with you. If hopefully I can get an image. The reason I'm having the sonogram is to see like if there's more than one baby, because I did have 4 follicles that were released, and with the HCG shot that I got. So take a deep breath. So we're going to see like if it's 1 or if it's more. I'm not even ready to think about if it's more. I'm not gonna think about it until I am faced with that. But yeah, so I'm so excited. And I want to thank you guys, and I wish I could have shared it sooner, but again, a lot of stuff was going on. And initially I wasn't even going to share it now, but I thought, you know what? I've told everyone in my life, and like, this channel is a part of my life, and you're a part of my life. And so many people have been so nice and supportive and like checking on me. So I just want to say thank you. And I'm hopefully, we continue growing this community, and we continue supporting each other. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. So at this point, I guess I should tell you too, I'm 5 weeks, and I'll be doing video updates. The first being the 0 to 4 weeks, and then I'll do like 5 to 8 weeks and so on. So yeah, I'm excited. Congratulations to me. I really didn't think this was going to happen. I really had given up on this cycle. I just thought, like, it's just not going to work out. It's just, it's going to be another bust, and IVF is going to be my best shot. And I do remember very well making that video where I said IUI is horrible. And it's just a money-making scheme. And I still sort of think to a certain extent. I think in my situation previously, when I was just taking the pills to try to stimulate my ovaries, for me, that didn't work. And I was only getting like 1, sometimes 2 follicles that were big enough. And I think this time I had a better chance because I had more follicles, and these drugs happen to have worked better with me. I really wish that it had been an option sooner, taking the injections. But my friend reminds me, like, Martine, you only really tried 3 times. And I was like, that's true. She had to put things into perspective, because it feels like more, but that's only because I started last June, and then I took a break because I was traveling and so on. So it seems like it's been a long time and a long journey, because it's been months since June, almost, 6 months, 5, not even at this point. We're in November when I'm recording this. So, I do have to put things into perspective, that it actually didn't take that long. And I guess they have to try different methods before they can like increase the dosage on your drugs, but also change the types of drugs that you do take, because it does cost a lot of money and they do have side effects and things like that. So anyway, now I'm just rambling. I'm excited, guys. I'm pregnant. It's crazy. I still I'm not believing it. But anyway, we'll talk more in another video. I'm gonna make a 0 to 4 week update. Yeah, bump date. I can say that now. It's a bump date. All right. I'm so excited. And, again, some people are like, maybe it's too soon for you to share, but I don't. And I feel like there are many women, and I know someone in my personal life who has gone through, actually several women in my personal life who've gone through miscarriages. And I feel like that's a reality for a lot of women. Apparently, 25% of women who get pregnant have miscarriages, but it doesn't mean that they don't go on to have healthy pregnancies and healthy babies. And I just don't want to live my life thinking, what if? I want to enjoy this moment. I don't want to rob myself of this moment. And of course, I think every little thing, I'm like, oh my God, is this something? Is this something? And of course, I use those cheapo test strips every chance I get to see if there's still a line. I do those things, but I also want to remind myself to enjoy this moment, to, thank God for this moment, and share it with the people that matter to me, which includes you. Okay, that's it now. I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next video for my first bump date.
Stepping out, it's Friday night. How I'm longing for this day. Yes, I'm single, oh, we want to mingle, and my friends are on the way.